is Jonathan and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will show you how to configure a wireless router and an access point. So first thing that we need to do is to understand the given network. And number two, we will configure our wireless network. So what are the things that we will be configuring in the wireless network? So first is the basic setup, then the security, and then the management. After that, we will test our connection. Then we will configure our access point. So we will set up our SSID and the key. Okay, so let's move now to point number one. So I have here a pre-configured network, meaning to say the configurations of the network devices are already being done. Okay, so let's try to observe first what are the devices present in this network. So I have here a laptop, computer, server. So these devices, we consider them as end devices or host devices. So as we mentioned in our previous discussion, these devices are closest to the user, and these are the devices that are being used by the user to process the data or to process the information that they're gonna send, whether within their own network or outside the network. And also, end devices or host devices are considered as devices under layer 1 of the OSI, or we call it as the physical layer. Okay, then we move to this device. These devices are what we call the switch, which is under layer 2 of the OSI or the data link layer. So the function of the switch is to segment the network. So what does it mean? It means that this switch uses a mechanism to forward the packets, and that mechanism is what we call the MAC address table. Okay, so basically our end device, in order to be connected to the network, it must have a network interface card, which we discussed earlier. So what is this network interface card? It's a device, or it's a module present in our end device, okay, wherein it is providing the physical address of the device, okay, which can be used to identify who is the source of the information, or who is the destination, or who will receive the information. Okay, so this information, these MAC addresses are being evaluated by the MAC address. So before the MAC address can forward, or before the switch will forward the information, it will try to compare first the source MAC address and the destination MAC address. Okay, so the switch device, okay, has a capability of not broadcasting the information to the entire network. Instead, it will give directly the message or the information to the specific destination. Okay, now you will notice here that we have also a straight line. So these straight lines represent our straight-through cable. Okay, so for straight-through cable, we are using it if we want to connect a DTE device or an end device and a DCE device, which is the switch. So we use a straight-through. Okay, so or vice versa, we connect a DCE device to our DTE device, which is the router. Okay, so again, layer 2 is under, switch is under layer 2. Okay, it uses the MAC address table to determine how to forward the frames. Okay, now router is under layer 3 of the OSI, which is the network layer, and this router uses an IP address. And take note that routers only communicate to another router. So they are exchanging information. Now what is that information? That information, we call it as a routing table. Wherein, inside the routing table are the IP addresses present in the network. Okay? So between them is our serial connection, which represents a wide area network. So meaning to say, these two networks are in different locations. Okay? So again, on the left side, I have the ISP. On the left side, I have the local area network for the SCP network. Okay? Now, looking at the ISP, there is a server, and in the server, there is the page that we want to be accessed by the laptop later. So this is the name of the page, nnr.t-ite.edu.om. So this is what we want this laptop to be accessed later through the wireless connection. Okay? Now, here in SCT network, you will see the computer is having an IP address using the DHCP. So where is that DHCP? Isn't it that DHCP is a server? Yes, that's correct. But our router has a capability also of providing an IP address to its network. So we can configure and set up the DHCP inside our router. Okay? So if you want to know more details of these configurations, I encourage you to take up the CCNA Module 1, Module 2, and Module 3. Okay, so we go now to the second point, which is configuring the wireless network. So what we're gonna do is to select our wireless device. So here is our wireless device, and I want to use this one. Okay, so we have this wireless router. So if you try to zoom in, so you will see what this router looks like. So there are interface ports here, okay, for the LAN port, and we do have a port for the Ethernet. Okay, so which means we are going to connect this router to this network. Okay, so I will use a connection here, and I will use also a straight through. Why straight through? Because wireless router is also a DTE device. Okay, so I will click this, internet, and then switch. Then I will choose port 2 for the fast Ethernet port 2. Okay, so this is the same in the actual device. It is taking time to establish the connection between the router and the switch. That's why you will see here an amber color. Okay, so if you want this to become green, okay, you just click this. So to fast forward our time. Okay, so it's now green. So let's move now inside our wireless router, and we will be configuring this wireless router through the use of the GUI, or the graphical user interface. Okay, so first is the basic configuration. So it's under the setup menu. Then we have the basic setup. Now, internet setup. So what does it mean? The internet setup is actually the connection of our wireless router to a certain network. Okay? In this example, this wireless router is connected to the SCT network. In some cases, our wireless router, especially at home, is directly connected to the ISP. Okay? So, take note that when we talk about the internet connection, there is an option for the automatic configuration or the DHCP, which means you don't need to set up the IP address because it's the ISP, okay, who will provide the DHCP for your router. But for this example, we will use the static IP. Now, what IP address are we going to type here? You will see here that there is the SCT Wi-Fi IP. So this is the IP address that we will be using. So it's 172.16.1.10/24. So I will type 172 here, 16.1.10. Okay, so /24, it indicates that the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. And the gateway is actually the address of our gigabit port of the router. So you will notice here it is .1, meaning to say the IP address of the gigabit port 0 is 172.16.1.1. And this is the gateway. Okay? So gateway meaning to say this is the portal, okay, of this network. So what does it mean? If we want something here to be sent outside, we have to use this door or this gate, meaning to say we will be passing our data in this interface and the router will evaluate how to forward that packet to the outside network. So if you don't have the gateway, you don't have an access to the outside world. Okay, so it's like a key. So I will put here the gateway 172.16.1.1. Okay, and then we have now the network setup. So what does it mean? Our wireless router has a capability also of giving an IP address to its clients. So there is a built-in DHCP setup already. Okay, so you will see here that the default IP address is 192.168.0.1. So you can change this if you want. So say for example, let us change into 10.0.0, okay, .1, and then 255.255.255.0. Okay, and I want to start the IP address into 50, meaning to say that the first 49 IP addresses will be reserved. It will not be given to anyone. So if someone would like to request for an IP address or would like to request for an internet connection, the IP address that this wireless router can give is, it will start with 50. Okay? Then I want only 100 users to be connected to the wireless. Okay? And then DNS. So as I have said earlier, I want the laptop to access the DNS server. So definitely I have to write the IP address of the DNS server, which is 210.210.210.254. Okay, and then don't forget to save the settings. Every time you do something on your wireless router, at the bottom part, click Save Settings. Okay, Next, we will now move to the wireless security. Okay, so what are the things that we need to do here? We need to change the SSID. So what is this SSID? SSID is actually the name of the network that the client will see. Like for example, on your phone, if you want to connect, okay, so you will look which one is available within your range. Okay, there are cases that you are not seeing the network. It's because the owner of that network disabled the SSID broadcast. Okay, so let us change this into SCT Wi-Fi. So SCT Wi-Fi. So I will just leave this radio bandwidth, the channel. So actually you can change it later if you want. Okay, and this is what I am telling now. If it is enabled, meaning to say it can be seen by the client. If it is disabled, meaning to say if you want to connect to this network, you need to type the name of the network. Okay, so SSID. Then we need to save again. And then let's move to the wireless security. By the way, the GUI that you are seeing here is almost the same, or actually the same with the actual devices. Okay, so security mode, I will be using the WPA2 personal, and the passphrase, which is 0 to 9, I will set it as 0 to 9 for this demonstration, and then save settings. Okay, for the management, it means that I want to have my own router password, no? Because I don't want others to access my configuration. So I will just change this. So for example, I use the word test. Okay, and then I will click the save settings. So let's now check if we can connect through our wireless router. So I will click my laptop. I will go to the desktop. Or first, let's check first if I have the wireless connection. So this is my interface card. Okay, so it is the Linksys WPC 300N module. So it provides one 2.4 gigahertz wireless interface. So meaning to say my laptop is ready for wireless connection. So I will now move to the desktop. I will click PC wireless, and I will click on connect. So you will see here that there is the network available, SCT Wi-Fi. I will select and then connect. And security, WPA2 personal, and I will write the pre-shared key, which is the 0 to 9. Okay, and then click connect. So you will now see that our laptop is connected to the wireless router. Now let's check first for the IP address. So again, I will go to the computer. And then I'll go to the command prompt. So of course I have to write command ipconfig to check for my IP address. So you will see here that I have the IP address 10.0.0.50, gateway is 10.0.0.1. Now if I do the ipconfig/all, There you will see the physical address, of course, and the DNS server, which is the 210.210.210.254. Okay, so let's try to check if we can access the web page. The web page is nnr.ite.edu.om. Okay, so I will click the fast forward. So there we have it. So our laptop is successfully connected to the network, and our laptop is able to access the DNS server. Okay, so the next device that I want to add in this network is the access point. So what is the purpose of the access point? The purpose of the access point is, of course, to extend the wireless range. Okay, remember that in every network, there is a corresponding range. Like for example, in a wired network, if we use a UTP cable network, the maximum distance is only 100 meters. For wireless, the same thing. So if you want to extend or if you want to cover areas, okay, inside your organization, if you want to cover all areas, then you can use your access point. So let's add this device. So let's go again to the wireless device. Okay, and then let's have this access point. So for this access point, there is not much configuration needed. Okay, we just need to set up the SSID and the key. So of course, I have to connect this access point to this router. So I will be using straight through port 0 and then Ethernet. Okay, so fast forward. So the connection is green now. And then I will set up port 1. Okay, I will set up SSID. So let's say SCT Wi-Fi-AP WPA2 and then 98765432110. That is my passphrase. Okay, then let's check if I'll just add another device. So let's try a mobile phone. So mobile phone, desktop. Is there the Wi-Fi here? No. Wait. Let's just use another laptop. Okay. So PC wireless. Sorry. See, I forgot to add or change our interface card. So first, we need to turn off the laptop, remove the interface card, and connect our wireless card or wireless interface card. And then don't forget to turn on again our device. Okay, then desktop, PC wireless, connect. So you will see here that there are two networks present, SCT Wi-Fi and the SCT Wi-Fi AP. So I want to connect through the access point. So connect. And my pre-shared key is 98765432110. And then connect. So you will see now that this laptop is connected to the network. So let's try. What is the IP address of this? So ipconfig/all. So Bluetooth connection, and then we have the wireless connection. So in the wireless connection, this is the address 10.0.0.51 with 255.255.255.0 subnet mask, a gateway of 10.0.0.1, and the DNS server of 210.210.210.254. Okay, so let's check if we can access the server also. So nnr.t.edu.om. Let's see. dash ite.edu.om. Okay. So our laptop number 2 is also connected to the web server. Hi. So there you have it. I hope that you understand what I have shown you. And thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope that you check also my other videos in YouTube. Again, thank you.